Good morning. Let's get going, shall we? Okay, time tracker. What you up to, bro? Okay, I was busy with the time skip system, so we can start that one again, I guess. Because that is essentially, I didn't track any time yesterday, because all I did yesterday was undo everything I did for the last yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just go on. It's fine. So hey, this guy, how's it going, man? Okay, what do I have left of my game? Yeah, so yesterday morning I didn't stream because I downgraded my Unity, and I essentially deleted like all the whole library folder, and it had to rebuild, and that whole process took like 2 hours in itself. There's no sense in streaming a loading bar. And then obviously I was just in and under, just overwhelmed by errors and stuff. So, and then I was just fixing the project until we got to a point where it actually works again. Now, interestingly, so you might be thinking, why did I even go through all of that? So on Wednesday, I made a build for the game, and it performed terribly. I'm talking like half the normal frames per second that I was expecting it to have, right? Or that I was used to it having when I made a build. And then I also tried to run it on a different computer, like a laptop and stuff like that. And it was complete trash. Like, you couldn't play the game at all. So I was kind of bummed about that. So I went, I did a lot of testing. I tried to optimize. I tried doing 100 different things, but in the end, the performance was just terrible, right? And then I played the last build that I had before I upgraded to Unity 6.2, and I got double the frames per second. So you tell me, what does that mean? So I just assumed that it's got something to do with all the errors in the shaders and all these things that I don't even understand. So I downgraded yesterday. I did a new build, and sure enough, performance is great. So it's a bit of a learning curve, a little bit of an annoying learning curve, but eventually we are back and the game's working again, and I think it is better. Now, if we had to play this and see what exactly I did. So I also, you might remember, I made 2 sets of coins because I wanted a time currency and a space currency. Now, that didn't really work out, right? Because as soon as I started thinking about how I would balance this, I realized that I'd have to make it so that there is a conversion rate between the two. Because otherwise I cannot really balance it, right? Because in some cases, so if you look at, okay, forget the orange. But if you look at this, if you buy a blacksmith, for instance, and you upgrade it, right? And it spends your coins when time goes by to use the blacksmith. It's a bit of a problem when upgrading the blacksmith costs space coins, and then using the blacksmith costs time coins. And essentially what would happen is you'd have this problem where if everything was the same currency, you could see upgrading the blacksmith as a kind of investment into the blacksmith. and if it's a building that you are planning on using more of, you'd spend a bunch of coins up front and then save coins over time because it's a upgraded blacksmith, right? And at some point there's like a little of a break-even point, and then from there it's continuous savings. But that math, that arithmetic, that calculation that you have to do in your head as the player isn't possible when it's not even the same currency. Unless I give you a conversion rate between the currencies, then you can come back and figure it out. But then I thought to myself, okay, well, first of all, that's going to be a pain to balance. And secondly, am I really going to expect my players to do currency conversions and stuff like that? And eventually I was just like, you know what, let's go back to one currency. We'll just call it a space-time coin. And it just does everything for us. Okay. Which I think is, in the end, the better way of going about it. Okay, but in the game, things are looking good. The frames are solid. And they should be dropping blue crystals now. Those are our space-time crystals. Okay. Okay, so he gained a level. He's a bit stronger. Okay, so what I want to do now is two things. I want to make it possible for you to double or, well, to increase the speed at which the rooms can operate at. But before I do that, I want the room to cost coins to operate, or space-time coins. So essentially, when you are, let's go to our UI. If you're over here, right? Essentially, time is not moving in this room by default. You need to spend your time coins, your space-time coins, to get time to move here, right? So because it's a magical dimension with portals and such, and time is not really a thing that just happens automatically. You need some juice, you'd need some kind of a fuel to get time moving. And that's what these coins are for, right? Well, we won't call them coins, but that's what they are for. Also, can I get rid of this mustard yellow color? No, we just make it like black. Okay, does that make sense? And even during the playing of the game, so while you are running around in the level, I want it to cost coins to operate the rooms. And then I want you to be able to double or triple speed, let's say, a room, which will allow it to consume coins at a faster rate. But then whatever is in that room is also experiencing whatever benefits they would have at that faster rate. So, let's see. So where do we want to do this, right? Probably somewhere where we apply the room effect. So if we open our hard seat room slot, I guess we apply the room slot effect over here. Now, we can do it over here. We can do it wherever this thing is being called. Okay, so there's two places that it can be called, either in the hard seat time skip UI or in the level prep hard seat UI. I feel like I want to do it here. Well, that being said, I think this one already apply the room slot effects. This is the one that just does normal over time things. And then time skip does the application, but it spends your coins. Yeah, actually, I think then we can do it not here, but in this thing, right? So every time we do apply room slot effects, before we do that, we need to check if we have enough coins. If we do, we can apply the room slot effect. Yeah, so essentially something like what we do with the time skip one. Yeah, like this time skip cost thing. Okay, so we'll need to get a cost on the slot, right? So slot dot So let's think about this. This is normally going to be okay. So this is going to be based on a couple of things. First of all, the room slot would need to have some way of knowing, not necessarily what speed or multiplier is applied, right? So we could make a public float time multiplier, right? And yeah, your time multiplier can just be equal to 1 by default. Okay. So essentially what we want to do here is we might want to set the time multiplier. Right, so something like a public void set time multiplier. And I guess we're going to take a float. And we're going to set this dot time multiplier equals to time multiplier. Just something like that. I mean, in that case, since it's public, yeah, let's just do that. The only reason I have this here is so I can find who's referencing it, right? So we're setting it over there. That's good. Okay, now we don't need an actual thing for that. Okay, so if we think about it, in this thing, every tick, so that's a 1 second tick. So it's going to be 1 time crystal multiplied by whatever your time multiplier is. Okay, so what we essentially need to check is slot.time multiplier. Yeah, so it's just 1 times whatever the multiplier is. So So what we want is coin manager.instance dot spacetime coin count. It's greater than or equal to our slot time multiplier. We can apply this room slot effect. Now the multiplier is normally just 1, so it's just going to be 1. Okay. Now when we apply this, I think actually what we should do now is instead of just applying it once, we should apply it with a multiplier. So let's just see, check if we need and have a resource. So this is special stuff for the infirmary. Okay, so right here we need to do multiplied by time multiplier. Right, so if we do 2 times speed, we can obviously get more of a benefit. Still sick. No, man. I've been good. Did you hear my whole rant about Unity? That's the only thing I have to complain about. Other than that, I think I'm doing well. Okay, so that can work, and then let's see. This is just slot stuff. Okay. Spend or gain resources, and then spend or gain stats. Okay, cool. So continue there. If okay, change resource value by amount, item.key, item.value. Okay, and then we just do multiplied by time multiplier. So the faster time is moving, the faster we change our resource value. And this is just setting the resource value to max. Yeah, I ended up downgrading. I think it was the shaders, yes. Shaders and performance. So the performance on 6.2 for the build was horrendous. Like I lost like half of my frames. When I downgraded and I made a new build, my frames were good again. I mean, they're not amazing, but they were at least twice as good as they were in 6.2. So I'm thinking it's a shader issue. I don't know. Yo, Alvin, how's it going, man? Happy to see you live again. Oh, yes. Yeah, I had to fight Unity yesterday, so that's why I was offline. I was downgrading my Unity version, so that's just a bunch of watching loading screens. And there was no point in making you guys watch a loading screen while I try to be entertaining. I don't think that would have gotten would have been any good. Okay, time multiplier there as well. So now this thing can be sped up if I so choose. Yeah. Okay, cool. What's new with the game? Painfully little. Especially if you consider how much work I put in yesterday. But I'm currently building I'm trying to make it so that you also use your time crystal, your space-time crystal resource during the game. Actually, where did I? Yeah, so what? Where's my? Oh, here's it. yeah, so essentially, I mean, the thing is, so this whole Heartseed room thing, okay, is it's like a special magical dimension thing, or whatever you want to think about, how you want to think about it. And I want it to be that whenever time passes in here, it's because we're spending this currency, this fuel, this space-time crystal to make time progress. So that's what I'm currently doing. Previously, it didn't happen. I'm gonna see if I can make it work now. Let's just see, start hot reload. Apparently, I need to install stuff for hot reload still. Cool. Well, this guy, I mean, probably if you're not using assets that have shader issues, you should be fine with 6.2. Yes, but it was a nightmare downgrading with UI Toolkit. Like, my UI exploded completely. Most of the other things downgrading was fine, but obviously they're making a lot of progress on UI Toolkit. So my UI was a mess. Did I try to make a 2D game? At the beginning of my development, I did. So I made a 2D game in Godot, and then I tried to port it over to Unity, and then my idea was that I wanted to make the same game that I made in Godot in Unity, and then, you know, improve upon it and get it better, right? So I did mess around with Unity 2D for a while. The problem is the art style. So Evolved fine, this guy. Cool. Yeah, so the art style was a bit of a problem with the 2D stuff because my wife, she was also learning how to do art. She was going to help me with the art while I do all the other stuff. And at the time, she was fooling around with different art styles, you know, pixel art, cartoonish 2D, etc., etc. And eventually, she started doing low poly stuff in Blender, and she really liked it. And she was actually way better at that, just from the get-go, right? She started better with that than any other art style. Obviously, she's improved quite a bit since then as well, so that's also good. But that kind of made the choice for us to go with a 3D game instead. Okay, so right here, what we need to do, if this works, then we can make coin manager dot instance dot spend, remove coins, I need to think about the coins differently. I think I need to make the coins afloat. Only reason I'm saying that is because it's becoming apparent that I'm gonna have half coins sometimes. But let's just make it afloat. I have tried VS Code. Yeah, I worked with VS Code for a while, not for Unity specifically, but for other projects I built in the past, I used VS Code. Okay, this is now a float, so we can now increment this by a floating point number, which probably broke a couple of things. We'll see if there's any errors when I try to build the game now. So we remove the time multiplier. Okay, that's good. And actually, with my time skip UI, yeah, we could just remove the actual time skip cost, right? We don't have to be funny with this. Ooh, okay, so here we have to do something else with the time skip cost. So it's not just going to be number of slots for time skip that we add here. We have to do plus equal the slot dot. So we don't just add one, we add the time multiplier. Yeah, that makes more sense. So if a slot is on a multiplier of 0.5, that would mean that we only add 0.5 for this number. And then when we multiply that number with the time skip cost factor and the time skip seconds passed, then we should be fine. Okay, cool. I guess we can test. There's a couple of other utility things I want to put in, but let's go check if it actually just works first. Yeah, well, we don't just get an error. That's nice. I'm gonna complain about that. Okay, so let's see. Now, theoretically, what should happen, since I haven't built a way to actually get these rooms to change their time, right? Okay, so we could do this, and we should play the game, and we should lose 3 coins per second. So let's see. Yeah, so there we can see our coins are continuously getting removed because we decided that we wanted to put 3 characters in the rooms. And I think this is gonna be quite a little bit rough for our money. I think we ended up with a profit. I actually don't know. I have no idea if we ended up with a profit because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, let's try again. Let's do this again. Okay, so we're starting with 771. Oh geez, I can't aim. Hey, a rune. I'm here, rune. Okay, so we definitely make a profit. Okay. That's good. So, obviously, I'd have to tweak these numbers a little bit once I really get into it, because what's going to start happening is... well, there's a lot of things that's going to start happening, but you can imagine that I might have to change the drop rate to versus the cost of certain things so that everything kind of works out. Okay, what does this thing do? It reduces everything, but it gives you more wisdom. Okay. Yeah, so obviously we now don't get as much coins as we'd like, as quickly as we like. Okay, but now what we can do is we can unlock a spa, because we got the money. Yeah, we can upgrade the spa. So we can do this, right? We can put them in there, and we can be like, ah, cool, let's do a time skip. Now, this time skip is more expensive than a time skip would have been just doing it the good old-fashioned way, right? Okay, let's see. So now we can do this, and we can be like, cool. We got so much money, we would like to make the owl do twice as fast casting. But unfortunately, we don't actually have that button yet, so I need to make that button. Give me a rune. I want a rune. I didn't get a rune, of course. Ooh, damn. I'm getting obliterated here. Damn! Okay, I survived. Alvin, honestly, I would just use Unity. I think what you should try and do maybe is, especially if you have some coding background, I wouldn't be too concerned. C# is not... It's really not that bad. Right, it's got some very good... there's obviously very good documentation, especially on both. You just need to be careful when you go and learn C# alone without Unity, because I think Unity is a couple of versions behind. So you might have features in the newest C#, .NET, whatever, that just don't exist in Unity, because they are 2 or something like that versions behind at all times. So that's the one thing you should consider. And also, like, I don't think C#'s that complicated. So what I would try and do if I was you is do a good tutorial that teaches you Unity and C# just out of the gate, right? Learn them together, because they work well. They work together very well, right? Then you'll get a good understanding of both at the same time. I would recommend. So I did the. Let's see. I did this tutorial. Yeah, so I did this tutorial, Code Monkey. Learn Unity, beginner, intermediate, free course, right? A whole flippin' 11-hour course, and it's amazing. Most people, people are dropping $100 and because they're like, this is so good. There's no way this is free. Here's $100. Like, look at the comments. Like, have you ever seen a comment section on YouTube like this? Like, 90% of the damn comments, or at least half, I would say, It's just people giving him money because it's such a good tutorial. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I would absolutely do this. It's obviously beginner, so it's going to be beginner. But then if you really want to get into the coding side of things, right? I think he's got specific... Yeah, he's got like a basics of C#, so you can maybe start with this one. It's like a 10-minute video. But then he's got a whole series on C#. Basics to advanced. Oh, or you can just watch the 13-hour video on C#, I guess. C# free tutorial, beginner to advanced. This is 9 months ago, so this is actually quite a recent one. But I would start with the Unity one first. And then maybe just do like the beginner one only for... Like, and this stuff is free. But you can pay him still, like you saw. I actually wonder, like, if you go to the... let's just say... Yeah, let's do the C# course. Let's see how many people pay him over here. Okay, not as many. There's some. I guess it's a little bit more niche. But yeah, the Kitchen Chaos one is insane. I definitely recommend that one. Because you get to build a game, and what's kind of cool about it is the game you build, he released the game on Steam for free, so you can actually just go play the game on Steam, the one that he built. And see how yours compares, and if it's similar or if you did something wrong. What I would also recommend is you're gonna feel tempted to use the same version of Unity that he did in his video. Honestly, download the latest version, the latest supported version of Unity, and just use that. You'll probably be able to do everything he does just fine by copying it straight. And if you struggle, obviously it's nothing a little bit of Googling won't help you with, right? You have to use using system before typing hello world and stuff in Unity. You use Unity engine for everything you do in Unity. So you go through the setup process, right, to connect Unity with VS Visual Studio. I think he even goes in like through his settings and things, his preferences for Visual Studio. I suppose if you want to make an app that you can run in the command line or terminal, you'd probably have to be using system. I don't know. I've never tried to use C# outside of Unity. So I use using Unity, and then I can do whatever I want. I can make hello world appear, no problem. Okay, and then obviously if you're doing UI stuff, you have to do using, I think it's Unity engine. Yeah, so you use some system features like collections and collections generic. I think it's this one, Unity engine UI elements, and I can do. That tutorial uses the old Unity UI system, which honestly a lot of people still use and they find it to be good. I switched over to UI Toolkit, which I believe is better in some ways. albeit. So UI Toolkit mirrors web development almost one for one. You have your UXML, which is just your HTML file. Then you have your USS, which is just your CSS. And then your backend is C#. So you can, if you are familiar with web design or web development, you should be able to use UI Toolkit very quickly. Okay. So we're spending money. Now I want us to be able to increase and decrease the rate at which we spend money. So let's go figure out how I want to do that. So I think that kind of a button should live inside of the room somewhere. Yeah, I think so. So we're gonna add. Let's add it. Just add something in there. So we got the room pre. Okay, that's a bit weird. Let's make the shop disappear because we can't. We won't have the shop and this thing working together. So we can switch off the shop for now, and now we'll just have our little element. Now, I think I'm just going to use a couple of buttons here, to be honest. Why make it complicated? This is my... So we could do... Do we do 4 speeds? Maybe. Let's do 4. Let's put them next to each other like that. You know what? Even like that, maybe. No. Oh, jeez. I want to put them up top. Flex. Align. We put them at the top and at the stop there, like that. So there's my buttons. So these would be, let's just call it time multiplier buttons, without the S, I think. Time multiplier buttons, and we can just call this thing our time multiplier buttons, just so we can hide it, etc., when we don't have to show it, right? Okay, so this is like, you know what, we'll just call it button 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I did that in exactly the wrong order. Two, 3, 4. Okay, now technically I should be able to click and drag these onto them. There we go. Alright, so let's make them look like something. I think, okay, we'll change the font to Montserrat bold. Let's see, we want to change the background, wherever that is. Let's see if I have a nice button texture that I can slap in there. Maybe these round buttons, actually. Hello, why are you not getting the style? There we go. Okay, so there we go. We got our buttons. So this is going to be like 0.5x. It's going to be 1x, 2x, and 4x. Why not? Something ridiculous, right? Okay. Now, I kind of want to make them a nicer size. So let's see, where's the size attribute? So width, I have no idea what will look good. Let's make it 100 by 100. See how that goes. It's too much. Okay, we can make the width. Okay, let's do 50 by 50 then. You know what? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay, cool. And then I think I want to do time multiplier button selected. Yeah. So let's do time underscore selected. Just so we can see at which time multiple we are. So, okay, so this is going to be essentially applied to a button. Let's put it on number 1 here. When it's been clicked, right? So I think I want to, let's see, I just want to go to the transform, and I think I want to scale it slightly. Right, so if we just scale it. Now it's a little bit bigger than the others. That's good. And we can just give it a little bit of a color change. Yeah, like a tint. So let's see, what color do we want to tint this? Yeah, I kind of want it to stand out a little bit more, but it's not that easy. The green doesn't tint well. Okay, so let's just undo the tint. Then a border, I think, is maybe the next logical thing to try. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Looks like shit. Okay, we can make it work. We can make it work. Don't worry. 24 pixel border. Okay, 1.2 pixels in width. I mean, you're gonna know you clicked it, right? Yeah, that color is maybe a bit rough. Okay, we don't have to be perfect, but that is obvious, right? We are obviously clicking this button. We can even make the text size bigger as well, I think. Yeah, now that's good. That's a good button has been selected thing. Okay, cool. So we can essentially then add and remove the time multiplier button thing depending on which one we've clicked, right? Okay, I like that. Okay, so this thing itself, I don't want it to be in the way. It can be ignored. These ones can be clicked. Okay, cool. Those are our time multiplier buttons. Nice. Okay, so let's go into the code here and let's get that that fixed up. Can we save this just before we try anything? Ah, say. Okay, to the code we go. Now, I kind of feel like this needs to be in this UI. I'll have to do some refactoring later. Because damn, this code is ridiculous at the moment. Okay, so let's think about it. We need... Wait, what did I call this thing? It is the time multiplier buttons. Okay. So let's just do that. So visual element, okay, equals main container dot view. It's a visual element, and we called it the time multiplier buttons. Okay, and then we can do time. Okay, let's think about what I want to do here. I should probably have a... Do I need a reference to these buttons? I don't actually think so, no. Okay. We just need a function for them to call. So let's think about this. Do we have a selected slot? I think we do. Just want to see if I do time stuff anywhere. Verification, space-time coins. Apply room slot effects. Okay, let's just do it here. Private void. Okay, apply slot. Well, let's just say slot multiplier button click. Right, and we need to take in a float multiplier, and then we'll do some stuff there. Okay. Do we have a selected room slot? Right, we do have a selected room slot. Okay. I'm assuming we set this somewhere. Selected room slot. Let's just see. Upgrade room. Upgrade button. Okay, so on slot, click selected room slot becomes the slot. Okay, okay. We don't select a slot if it doesn't have a high enough level. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, that all makes sense. Okay, so we get a selected room slot, and that is just a slot. Okay, that's good. So whenever we click on one, we know which one is selected, and we can preview it, right? So we do change the preview. Okay, that's good. That's the main thing I was just concerned about, because I didn't remember how I did that. Okay, so right here, what we can do then is we can do time multiplier buttons dot q, and we can just get a button, and okay, these buttons are very basically named button 1. Right, I did name button 1, hey? I think so. I think it's just, this is just, well, 1, 2, 3, and 4, yeah. Okay, so button 1. Okay, dot clicked. So when we click this button, we want to do plus equal time multiplier slot multiplier button click. Apparently that's what I said. We need to do a lambda function here. Oh, damn. Yeah, because we need to give it a float. So this is just going to be 0.5 f, right? Let's rename this slot time multiplier button click. No, let's just call it this, the time multiplier button click. Okay, so we essentially have to do this just to register all the callbacks. There we go. Or well, the button click. So we have button 1, 2, 3, and 4. And essentially we want to do this 0.5, 1, 2, and 4. Right? Something like that. That'll set the multiplier to each of these numbers. Well, it won't because I haven't made this thing do anything. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to grab our selected room slot and we want to set the time multiplier equal to the multiplier. Go figure. Okay, we want to do a couple of other things here. So we also want to make, oh, this is why we need the button reference, because I want to change the button's appearance. Yeah. Well, the thing about a lambda function is I could define a couple of things here, but I still don't have the reference for the button, so that's a bit annoying. So let's just damn it. Okay, yeah, we need the reference for the buttons. Well, that sucks. Yeah. Okay, private button time multiplier button 1. Let's just do an underscore 1. 2, 3, 4. And there we got our references. So then we just do this and we stick it in there. Yeah, we'll get there now. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, so there's going to be 2, 3, and 4. So we don't register the click right then and there. We do it over here. Yeah, so we get the reference and then we set the click like so. Okay. Okay, so we want this. We want semicolons here, and then the dot clicks stick them there. Boom. Okay, so now we got the reference. Don't really know which button was clicked, except for this float. Ah, that's fine. We can use the float. It's okay. Or we can get an int button number. Yeah, as well. Right. Just to be safe, if I want to ever change these numbers, button number 2, button number 3, so I can use the button numbers to get the correct logic going here. Alright, so that part is easy. We just grab the selected room and we set it to the multiply. But we also need to do a couple of things. I think we need to do another private void set. You see, this is an interesting one. Okay. See, this is now where it gets a bit wonky. I might have to, but we can set style time multiplier style change. Well, let's just do set time multiplier button set selected style. Something like that. Don't know if that's a good name or not. But essentially we want to call this thing with, and we want to give it a button number. Int button number. Right, something like that. And then we have to go for. Okay, just something like that, but this is going to be, we'll start I at 1, we'll go all the way up to 4, so less than equal to 4, and what we essentially want to do, you see now, I kind of need the buttons in a list. Ugh. If I want to just do a for loop here, I could do it in a worse way. I could also just do a bunch of if statements. Like this. Or switch case, I suppose I could do switch button number. Right. Ace 1. We do time multiplier button underscore 1 dot add to class list, and the class name is time this one. And then break, I guess. Right, so essentially that's what we want to do. Okay, and we want to do case 1, 2, 3, 4 to 3, 4. Yeah, I mean this is terrible, but anyway. And maybe what we want to do first is we want to get each of these and just remove, oopsie, remove from class list. Yeah, something like this. This is the worst code I've ever written in my life. Brute forcing this because it's only 4 buttons when I should maybe structure my code better, but you know. Okay, so essentially this is what we want to do. We want to remove all of them from the class list, time multiplier button selected. And then based on this button number, we just only add one of them to that class list. Okay, and essentially what we do here is we do time multiplier button set selected style, and we do it with the button number. Okay, so that's when you click it. We can change the style every time you click on it. Now, importantly, also when now you see this button number is now not connected to the multiplier necessarily, because I kind of need to figure out how these things are. Or I need to now give my slot additional information which I might not want to give it. Okay, so this slot has a multiplier, right? What we could do is we could make it a private set, right? And then we have a public void set slot time multiplier. Let's just do set time multiplier. And then essentially what we need here is an int button number, essentially. And then instead of maybe we call this time multiplier value. This is so dumb. Yeah, this is pretty dumb. I hate what I'm doing. I'm just gonna continue doing it though. Okay, so this should be now fine. And what we can do now is we can do... Why did this not change? Oh. Yeah, I hate this and I'm gonna continue doing it. Okay. Time multiplier button number. Okay, so this is dumb. I don't like the fact that I needed to do this just to keep the button number and the multiples separate. Yeah, I should have just made the button like a custom element. That way I could have it contain all its own information. Yeah, I should have done that, because now I knew I should have done that, but in my mind, this is what the rationale was. I was like, okay, cool, I should do this. But I'm just going to do it in a bad way, and then I can refactor it later. And let's be honest. If this works, it's never getting refactored. Even though this script is like unreadable as hell. I don't know what the hell is even happening here. But time multiplier button set style. So we want to do selected room slot dot button number. There we go. Oh, this should be an integer. Okay, so now at least when you click around, the correct button should get the nice looking selected UI stuff. And I just also realized that I'd want to hide yeah, I would want to hide all my time buttons, right? Sometimes. Private visual elements. Boom. Yeah, and then we do time multiplier buttons dot style dot visibility. No, it's not visibility. Dot display equals to display style dot none. Right? We hide it. And we want to make sure they are hidden in a couple of situations. So especially when we click around and we return here, we don't actually get a selected slot. So for instance, like here, if the slot is less than level 1, we just want to throw it out. And over here, if we can select the room, we want to make sure it is shown. Right, so we want to flex here so we can see the time multiplier buttons. Yeah. Think so. That makes sense. Okay, let's just give it a go. Let's see what happens. Okay, hot reload is struggling. Okay, it seems to have compiled. Let's give it a play. Let's see if these buttons work. Well, let's see if they are clickable, and then if they do anything interesting from there. Also, I might not have a... Okay, cool. So I can click here and I can unlock things. So let's unlock the blacksmith. Ah, and we got our buttons. Ooh, we can even hover over them. That's a nice touch. Whoever did that? Okay, so if I do 0.5. Okay. Give me a minute. Let me just take a break. It's now. Be right back. Hello. Man. Early morning crises to sort out with work. Always fun. I enjoy those. But I'm back. Is there anybody still here? Hopefully. Okay. So let's see. So we got our buttons. Okay, so they do light up nicely. Okay. That's cool. All right, so that works nicely. Now, here's the trick. Do they work? So if we put a chicken into this room, he costs us 45 coins to do a time skip. Now, if I make it 2 times, it should go twice as expensive, but I don't think I actually update the text. It is. So if I just had to take him out and put him back in. So I just need to update that text so it actually knows that that's the case. And if I do it 4 times, it does. Okay, cool. So our multipliers are working. Very interesting. Okay, so 4 times multiplier, that would mean, if we think about the math, 4 times 30, so it's 120. So he shouldn't be able to complete his sitting in the blacksmith because he only has 100 stamina, right? Maybe let's put the duck in there. So this is going to cost him 120 stamina to do this time skip. So let's see. And it did. Okay, great. So my time skipping shenanigans is working. Now, here's where it gets fun. So here, you take the observation room. You put an owl in the observation room. You tell the observation room to go at 4 times speed. Let's actually see if I click between the rooms if this works. So now the observation room's at 4 times speed. If I click on this one, make it 1 time. Look at that. Yes, I'm such a... Oh wait, I'm swapping my characters around here. Okay, so that's good. So you can see that the they do keep their level ups. Okay, let's take him out. So now we've got a 4x. Oh, it's not going to do anything. No, it will. It will actually. This should already be able to. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if it'll affect everything except the rate at which the passives are used. Yeah, I don't actually think that's going to make a difference. Okay, so we need to plug that in first as well. Because we need that, right? We need that owl to now fire or shoot fireballs at twice the speed. You can see he is consuming... Yeah, so he's definitely consuming the crystals at 4 times the speed, so that works. But he's not shooting 4 times the amount of fireballs. Okay, so let's fix it. Right, we need this. This is required. I'm gonna make a build where I have 3 owls and they're gonna just rain down all kinds of nonsense. Okay, so let's see. So I think we do this in the player, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna have to go through some code here because I can't remember exactly where this is happening. But as far as I remember, so the owl has a passive ability, and this is sort of the same thing for everybody. Okay, let's just do this. So wizard passive ability, right? And everybody's got something like this. And there's a passive update that happens, and a float for time passed, right? I think this is where I might want to change things up a little bit here. this is essentially the number that I want to change. If we see where this is being called from, so it's being called from here. Okay, so we have different situations going on here with how this works. Okay, so this is player passive effect manager. Okay, that's not bad. So then we at least have some place to that we can get all this stuff from. Okay. So we do cast the passive ability for the wizard and the ninja from here. Where do we check what room we are in? If character.current room is observation room, so the type. Yeah, so this should be done a little bit differently, I think. Yeah. So how exactly should I make this work? Damn it, this is annoying. Because I don't want to... I kind of feel like the room slot, when it applies... Because it applies a slot effect. And maybe when a slot effect is applied to a character that's obviously in an observation room, that also means time passes somehow. And time will pass based on the multiplier. This is now very complicated, right? We have more than one thing that we need to connect together now. Because obviously this passive effect manager has no idea about time multipliers. It just thinks, you know, time is passing and at a normal rate. Like, I want this to update at the same time, but I essentially want this thing to do more. Ah, damn it. How the hell am I going to get this right? So we can get the wizard passive ability. We'd need some other way to get this. And if you look at the passive update, this might be where we get it, right? So we look at the current room, but this is just a room type. This is not actually the room. So we don't have access to the slot, so we can't access the actual data. So how do we give it access to the slot? How can we reach in there? And this is now where my structuring of my code gets a little bit wonky, because I'm gonna do something now that should technically work, but is really bad. Ugh. I don't know if I should do this. Thinking about it. And this is now where, yeah, my code structure is wrong, because I can now just jump across a bunch of things, and things are going to be cross-referenced here. You know, I have no structure to know where this data needs to come from. And if we go up the hierarchy, Our character data doesn't actually know which room it is, only knows the room type. But what if instead of that... Okay, everybody is calling me this morning. Let me just... I think I just have to stop streaming. Okay, if this phone rings again, just ignore them. Ah, if only I could. These are the people who pay my salary. One day I might be able to ignore them, right? But not today. Today I answer the phone. Okay, so what if we just, instead of having the current room for the character data, instead of just having a room type, what if we just did an actual room? So we could just do, you know, hot seed room slot. Call this the current room. Now the WhatsApps are flowing in. Somebody else. How is this possible? How is there 4 different people trying to contact me in this on the same morning? It's a busy Friday. Oh my word! That's ridiculous. It's literally the 4th person, all before 8 a.m. It's just wow. Anyway, okay, so we have. Oh, I didn't spell this correctly. That's why it just worked when I did another current room. Nice. Okay, so our current room. Yeah, I was just like, Visual Studio is just allowing this, no problem. And let's call this the current room type. All right, and then this is the current room. Yeah, because if it's a hard seed room slot, we can very easily get any data from here, including the type for that matter. Yeah, because it'll have the level, the time multiplier, the room type somewhere. Well, it's got the actual scriptable object, so it'll just know the type. Yeah. Okay, so we could say this is a current room, or we can just do a float and call it the... So do we want a reference to the current room? I guess that's fine. Just do something like this. Just want to do a set. Oh my word. Get set. Oh, it hates that. Oh, it's because I'm a dumbass. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So where is this thing being set from? I guess... Yeah, this is why I don't like public stuff sometimes, because it's like, okay, cool, there it is. When exactly did we set this? Nobody knows, right? Perhaps if I did on awake. Whatever. I could just do current room type equals the default room, and then we just do a get set or set get. I never know. What? I'm pretty sure it's get set. Yeah. 10 references. Holy moly, okay. Okay. Okay, that just asks where we are. Yeah, okay, so I really don't want to change this. Yeah, even the dev tools. Okay, so in change current slot. Okay, I should have guessed. I could have guessed that one. Dot. What did I end up calling that thing? Yeah, current room is just the current slot. Okay, whatever. That's good enough. Good enough for me. Okay, so that would mean that things like my wizard all of a sudden should be able to have a multiplier here. Dot. No, not like that. Come on. Time multiplier. Right, we should just be able to get the time multiplier and apply it straight there. Now we're gonna have to do this or a few other characters, I guess. Passive effect manager. Okay, so let's see how this one works. So here we wait for 5 seconds, right? Yeah, this one's a little bit tricky. Because how would I want time to affect him? Let's see, when is the night passive actually start co-routine, So we start the co-routines, night passive. Goes through all the characters. Try get component, nice. Okay. Get strength. Okay, so I think this is where we get. So if try get component, so we get the knight passive component. So we do have a knight, right? So I think we can do all of those things. And when we get it, we can do. Okay, let's think about this. What if we did the yield there? Ah, geez, now we have. Oh my word. Yeah, okay, we have something for each character, right? So we're gonna get party member. And then technically we need to now make this value less. Because we want to make the casting happen more frequently, right? Okay, so let's think about this. So we go through all our characters, right? Party member. So we should see what room our party member is in. Okay. Oh, we get a party member. We see if it's a knight. If it is a knight, we're like, cool, it's a knight. We get the passive. Okay. But we wait for 5 seconds before we do anything else, which is kind of dumb. Because essentially all we really need to do then. Let's see, so we need to do something like this. So we have a... Oh, it needs to go through all of... okay, wait. The night passive works completely differently. Okay, I see. So the night passive doesn't actually work this way because they are all synchronized. And it's the same with the ranger passive. So we can't really work it in like this because of the synchronization. They can't have offset cast times. They need to cast at the same time. So having a knight then essentially using the observation room that is sped up doesn't have the same benefit. Yeah. Unless all of your knights are being sped up. Yeah, I think kind of that's... Okay. Yeah, so it kind of needs to be all the knights or none of the knights. Or we could make it an average of all the knights. That's maybe another way we could look at it. Should we do it I actually don't know. We could do it as a average of all the knights. Okay, so let's see how that would work. So let's say we have an additional float time multiplier total, and we just say that's 0, and we have a float number of nights, and we just say that's 0 as well. Okay, so here's the idea. So when we get here and we have a night, what we can do is, well, number of nights, we can just add 1, right? Yeah, plus 1, yeah. And then our time multiplier total, we can just do plus equal, not duration, but we need to now do night passive dot game object dot get component of type character data, and then something else needs to happen. Dot current room dot time multiplier. Jeez. Okay, so we add all the time multipliers together. Okay, good. So we got all the time multipliers. So if everything is just normal, what should happen is all the multipliers should add up to, let's say we have 2 nights, so 2 nights and 2 multipliers, then we just divide them by one another. Right, so we get all that data, and then we can do if, well, we have another float, and we call it average time multiplier. This should just be equal to the time multiplier total divided by the number of nights. Okay, so we set that. So this is maybe just 1. And then what we do is we actually do all those calculations. We try to. Okay, now we need to be careful because number of nights might be 0. Time multiplier total might also be 0. If we just make number of nights equal to 1 by default, no, that won't work. Okay, we can just do if number of nights greater than 0. Right, then we can do this. So we initialize it there. And then we set it here. Right? So our average time multiplier is 0, but if our number of nights is greater than 0, then we can calculate it. Yeah. Maybe the average time multiplier is just 1 instead. Okay, now when we get here, so we can cast obviously, but we wait for 5 seconds. Or if our time multiplier is 2, I want to wait for 5 seconds, divide by our average time multiplier. And I want to wait here for 15 seconds, divide by our average time multiplier. What a flippin' mess, but okay. Now this one works as well. And guess what? Our Ranger has the same problem. Wait, how is the Ranger so simple? Yeah, actually, how is the Ranger so simple? Oh, it's because it's not scaling in the same way. Yeah, it's just a normal buff that stacks. Ah, it's just a stacking buff. Yeah. It doesn't scale the same way, so it's not weird. Okay, but if that is the case, why did I not just put this in with all of this stuff, right? Yeah, so I could easily do if, you know, party member dot try. Could actually just grab this, right? Something like this, but now we just do not buff attack speed, but we do passive update. Yeah. Why did I make the ranger that way? Doesn't really make sense, because if it's just a bunch of stacking... Yeah, no, I could totally not have done that. Okay, cool. Let's change the ranger then. So, Mr. Ranger, you're going to have a passive update. Not necessarily a spawn timer. This is going to be called a cast timer. Okay, so let's just see wizard. So we have a spawn timer max, all those good things. Okay, we can just grab the same ones for now, and then we can change the spawn timer to cast timer. Right, that should be fine. And then cast timer. Yeah, cast timer max. So that's how frequently we should try and cast. Time passed then is exactly the same thing. So we get our character data and we do the multiplier. That's perfect. Okay, and then we don't do that. We just do buff attack speed, and then our cast timer is reset. So in our passive effect manager, we do passive update with a bit of time passing. Yeah, why the hell did I do this? Now I just need to change the cast interval, you know, to something. I guess I can kind of see why I did it this way, but yeah, this is not necessary at all. Let's do that. Yeah, we don't do the ranger passive like that. We just stick it into this thing, and we'll go through here. Yeah, we don't need to do the ranger coroutine. Anything like that, so we can get rid of those. Okay, so now we would just go to the ranger, we'd do this. Okay, so the cast timer max, that's when the first cast occurs. Now what we can do, I can kind of see why I wanted this to work like this in the first place. So I think I didn't want it to be casting immediately, but also I wanted to cast every 20 seconds or so, not more frequently than that. So yeah, because currently I think the ninja doesn't, like, he's kind of having this problem where he only throws his first bomb like way late. Yeah, but this is perfect. Okay, so let's think about the Ranger a little bit more. So I want the first cast to be 5 seconds, and then subsequent casts to be every 20 seconds, let's say. So the cast timer max would be 20 seconds, but the first casting would be kind of nice if it was not that. How can I make that happen? So I could let this one do its thing, and maybe I do have a coroutine. Not even a coroutine, maybe we just have a function that quickly jumps time for certain characters. That we could do that. So on wave timer reset. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna work with that a little bit. So let's just go to the Ranger prefab, open this up. It's obviously broken. So let's just recompile. Okay, it's recompiling already. Okay, so the cast timer max, I think, is 20 seconds. So that's the normal cast interval for the Ranger. Oopsie. And I think it's the normal cast interval for the Duck as well, right? Yeah. So he's also got a 20 over there. And that's fine. Do we still have problems? Or is this just old stuff? Just old stuff. Okay. So what I want here is on wave time reset. I kind of want to. I want to have a function. Private void. Let's just call it shorten first cast interval. Right, and essentially what we're going to do is something very similar to this. When we go through the characters, right, and we ask ourselves, okay, which characters do we want a shortened time interval for? And essentially, I don't think we want the wizard. Right, the wizard is already on a short interval, so that's okay. We want these two to not wait 20 seconds before the first cast. So if we do a passive update of like 15 seconds, right when we start, that means we only have 5 seconds left, right? Because a passive update basically says update with some time passed, and that is essentially what we're going to do here. Okay, now I hope I didn't make a mistake with the Robin, because thinking about it, these Robins will now not be synchronized at all. Yeah, they were synchronized before. This did make sure that all the Robins were synchronized with their cast. Now they're not synchronized even a little bit anymore. So they can now be, casting their things going up and down. I don't know if that's bad. It might be bad, but I'll have to see. And then if it is bad, I have to come back and fix this. Ugh. Fortunately, it's all just commented out, so. Okay, and now, yeah, he should now be able to throw a bomb sooner, because the Duck takes so long, like, to throw his first bomb. It feels like the game's already been basically over. So we add, yeah, this is going to be perfect. And we just do it once. So we just need to call this on shorten first cast interval. We just need to call this on wave time reset now. Basically when we start the coroutines anyway for the other characters. Okay. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if this is going to work at all. I hope so. I have special plans for this. I do hope it works. Gonna be pretty interesting if it works. I mean, we're not getting any errors. That's always a good thing. Okay, so let's start with just the owl. Put the room at 4x. And then start the level. We'll take the chicken, that's fine. The owl, I don't really care. He should be fine, and the same with the duck. The other two, I kind of need to make a playthrough with multiple of them, because I can't see whether it's going to be broken or not with just one. I think one will look fine, but if I have like 3, it might look terrible. Oh yes, that is quite a few extra fireballs. Now I am noticing that my frame rate's quite shit right now. Yeah, that's unfortunate that my frame rate now dropped so much. I wonder why is... Okay, so let's keep it at 4x. Yeah, so we should see a lot of bombs. He already threw his first bomb, yeah. Okay, that's good. So that works definitely. Yeah, I can just totally run into these little clouds. I think I'm keeping up with the burn rate. Okay, cool. Well, I almost died, but I didn't. Okay, so it's working. It might just be very poorly optimized, because I think the performance is kind of shit. Okay, so let's try that with a bunch of knights and see what happens. So we need to get our scriptable object and just quickly go and fiddle with it. Where is that? Here we go. Party member list. So let's just change our party members to all chickens. Chicken, 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 chicken. Okay, now we have only chickens. So let's play. So it shouldn't increase the power, but definitely the frequency of the casting. Ooh, this is gonna be a hard one to actually figure out. Okay, so let's say we have 3 observation rooms. Okay, we put this one at 1x, let's say put this one at 2x, and let's put this one at 4x, right? Okay, so we put you there, you there, you there, you there. Okay, so they should, so it's 1 plus 2 plus 4. So what's that, 7? 7 divided by 3. So something like an average of a little bit more than 2x, right? That is quite fast. So we're definitely getting the benefit a little bit quicker than normal. Yeah, it's definitely still working well. I'm a little concerned with the frames. I probably have a bit of optimization ahead of me. Okay, so if we do the same thing and we put all the rooms on 4x, then the average should be 4 times, right? Now, I probably am gonna burn through my currency very quickly, but let's see. Okay, we get a buff immediately. Okay, wow. It gets a bit wonky, doesn't it? Kinda makes sense. Because the costs are essentially overlapping now. Okay, and then I just want to see what the Ranger does, because I think the Ranger is going to be interesting as well. Okay, so let's make everything Ranger. Ranger. Okay, let's give it another go. I think it's going to be a little bit crazy. I'm just hoping that the cast doesn't look shit. It might look a little shit. Ooh, I might have to synchronize this. But we'll see if it looks weird. Okay, so we'll do observation room. Okay, we can do a 4x, 2x, and a 1x, right? I have a sneaky suspicion this is not going to be good. Whoa. I'm shooting fast. I don't know, it doesn't look that shit. It's an acceptable amount of shit, I think. I don't know. What does this do? Increases my attack speed. Okay, let's give it to Daisy. Daisy, so you're gonna go again. Okay, now we're gonna go 4x, 4x, 4x on all of them. Oh no, I'm shooting so fast. This tower is not actually registering all the damage. Okay, so this is pretty cool. This is a cool idea. Oh, now I want to do this with an owl. Oof. Okay, we're just gonna have some fun for a little bit. Okay, now we are losing money, so this is not a sustainable strategy, but okay, what if we have one owl and a bunch of rangers? Thanks, this guy. I appreciate that. It's been a long road. I'm just happy the game works again. I was seriously bummed out the last 2 days after upgrading to 6.2 and realizing it's broken. Yeah, that's not a good feeling. Okay, so let's do observation room, observation room. This is gonna be a fun one. We're just gonna put a bunch of robins in here, 4x them. Okay, so I think they're all 4x. Yes, they are. You guys ready for the carnage? Actually, don't know. I mean, it's quick. It's not as quick as I'd like it to be. I think I put some limits on the attack speed. Maybe I should take those out. Maybe it's more fun if you can just spam this like a mad person. Might be more fun like that. Now we can unlock the spa. We can stick this guy in there again and do a time skip. There we go. Now he's all rested. The owl is not good against lizards. As cool as it is to attack those fast, it's kind of sad as well because he misses them so much. Yeah, he's really a frog slayer at heart. Yeah, I would say he's a frog slayer. Okay, so here's another way we could play this. We could only have owls. Let's have owls and a chicken. Daisy the chicken. This is gonna be good. I can feel it in my bones. I need to be careful about these things that are so good because it's going to be the only thing people want to play. But, you know, can learn something from that too, I guess. Okay, so 4XU, 4XU, and 4XU. You know what? This might be a little bit unnecessary. Let's play a couple of levels before we do that. Yeah. Yeah, let's get past like the easy levels because, you know, what's the point of having complete Armageddon occur when there's just nothing happening in the level? Like, yeah, just the three what are those things? Owls on their own is already enough. Okay, that seemed good. Oh, I actually want to try something. So let's get the spa. Let's just do a little bit of rest. So theoretically, if I have nobody in a room, because that's the other thing I forgot to test. If nobody is in a room, then there's no reason to spend crystals to have time move in that room. So no matter what these are set to, they shouldn't do anything when there's nothing in them. My crystals should not be spent now. Yeah, and they're not. Okay, cool. So that did work as well. Oh, that's a good thing. Okay, now we should have frogs, so this can be spicy. Let's make a spicy round. All the owls on 4x. Let's go. That's already... They're doing their job. Now imagine if you can also level them up. This is some good carnage right here. That's what I like to see. I essentially just need to run around and the owls will take care of it, right? And they are spending quite a bit of money. Ah, this looks so good. Like just having that much stuff happening on the screen makes it feel like a real game. Okay, it's not really that useful. We'll stick it on an owl. Okay, so we can do this. We can upgrade this room. Ooh. That might have been a bit hasty. Because now I don't have any coins left. I'm gonna run out of money. Okay, so yeah, let's try something. Let's do 0.5. So that we're gonna do a cost saving round. So we still want support, but we don't want as much, right? So 0.5. So this should be a cost saving round. So we should be spending like 1.5 coins per second. So let's see. Yeah, we are. Nice. That's pretty cool. Okay, nav mesh is broken. Yeah, and they're super slow with their support fireballs. But it's like we've been splurging too much. We don't have any money left. We had a big round, right? And I kind of like this idea where you, as the player, can be economical or just all out, you know, insane with how you use your money. And what that kind of means is the progression curves isn't linear. I'll draw something in paint now to explain what I mean by that statement. Yeah, okay, now I'm dying. This ain't good. I felt so powerful, but it was actually the owls. It wasn't me at all. So what I mean by a progression curve, let's get my design software open. The best design software. So right, if you think about how your character is gaining strength while playing, right? If I just had like basic level ups, you know, it's gonna be kind of like this, nice and linear. As you gain experience, so this is like time versus, let's just call it power, right? So this is gonna be your experience. Now that's kind of boring. But what I did now, and I'd probably have to do a little bit more balancing to get it perfect, but essentially what's happening now is you don't get a lot of power initially, right, necessarily. So it's like as time passes, your characters aren't getting super powerful necessarily. And then you have a round where you put all your owls in an observation room and you 4x speed all the flippin' rooms and you get one of these. Right, and it's like, it feels so amazing. It's like, wow. And then obviously, and then you spend all your money and you're like, oops, okay, well, maybe that was a bit excessive, because then you back down here and you get more powerful, but you kind of slow, and then maybe you got some savings again and you can bump it up. Right, so you could do kind of these things. Right, and the nice thing about this is if the danger curve, so this is the power. Now imagine we have danger as well, or difficulty. If you can have your difficulty curve also do not just linear, but do these types of things, right, you can have your player strategically use their resources to accommodate for these spikes. And that makes the difficulty very dynamic. Like, it's like I could now make the progression and the amount of enemies or the damage or the health or whatever of the enemies, I can tweak it in a way that would require the player to have these power spikes to match the spikes of the enemies. And this could be a boss level or whatever I want to make it, right? So you could, as the player, play the game, and then when you know, oh, this is a boss level, you pump in all the money you can to increasing your strength to the maximum possible. And then you go and you flip and destroy the boss, right? And I think this is fun. Like, I enjoy interacting with systems like this, and I think, generally speaking, it's better than just having two straight lines kind of following each other. and you can imagine that, like, item drops and things like that could also cause these spikes for the player, for instance. So yeah, I feel this is good. I think I've done a good thing, which is nice. I like doing good things. Okay, anything else we can test? Well, we can, for the fun of it, let's try a duck bull. a duck run. Now, this is really just for the memes, because the duck, he's not really that good at the moment. His passive ability is not that great. And I kind of feel like that's okay. I don't think every character should excel at all possible roles. The duck is not supposed to be a very good support character. He can support, but it's kind of bad, right? Oh, that's not what I wanted to upgrade at all. I want observation rooms. Right, so the duck has a support ability. It's just a bad one, and that's fine. It might be good in certain cases, but you know, I don't know about those yet. So, okay, so let's see. We're gonna see so many bombs flying out of the flippin'. This whole flippin' area is gonna be in smoke. I'm basically not taking damage. Okay, maybe the duck is insanely powerful. I could just have infinite dodge all the time. Ooh, I should make it stack. I think it should stack. Yeah, maybe it should stack, because if you think about it, if the smoke is thicker, they struggle to hit you, right? The thicker the smoke, the less often you get hit. I kind of like that idea. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so let's just revert this to something approximating a realistic team comp. Well, not realistic. Obviously, people are going to do what they're going to do. But let's just make it something like that. One of each. Okay, so one of the things I should do is when you increase the level, or the time. Yeah, okay, wait, where's this? So when you increase the level of the what is this called? The time acceleration level thing. I flippin' forgot. Time multiplier. So if you increase the time multiplier, we should recalculate the cost for the time skip as well. So let's just see, where the hell did I do that? So, okay, this is the time multiplier button. Click. So every time that's happening, we just want to make sure our cost is updated somehow. I don't even know where to do that. Where do I do that? I'm sure I do it here somewhere. Oh wait, I have a time skip manager. Yes. I remember now, I actually did that in a separate script. Because this was getting too much. I might have to just do some refactoring, because this is impossible to follow. This would have been... It's a UI thing, so I guess I put it there. I don't see it. Oh wait, maybe it's here? Okay, I don't know where it is. Let's go in here, let's click on our UI stuff. Artsy time skip UI. Where the hell are you? UI toolkit, okay, it is there, apparently. Okay, so basically we want to do, not time skip button click, but calculate time skip cost. Okay, so this is public, so we just want to calculate the cost because obviously when you increase the level, the cost, there's a time multiplier that changes. Yeah, okay, so we just want to grab that essentially, and it was one of the small little things that I saw. Such a bad script, this. Time skip UI dot calculate cost. Now, so every time you click one of the time multiplier buttons, it should just calculate the cost for time skip, because the time skip can get more expensive if you have a multiplier applied. Righto. Just like I can't think of anything else I need to do right now. There's always stuff to do, like, let's be honest. Look at this UI. It's probably 1,000 things I can do to make that better. But these buttons are working nicely somehow. And our game works. There's a little bit of a performance knock that I just took. Maybe we should do a build and see why that is. And another thing, I just want to get my menu buttons maybe over here at least. Yeah, let's just stick them in there. Okay, and then we can change them so they look better. Okay, dot menu buttons. Where's this? Okay, dot menu buttons. Why are you so big? Okay, because the width here is... Can we just make it auto, please? Unset the width. There we go. Then we just grab the container and we like... line self? I don't know. Say what? Why is it not filling the whole thing? What am I missing here? Can I just stretch all my stuff? Stretch. Oh, it's stretching like that. Ugh. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can work with that. The height. I just need the buttons, man. They can look like shit. It's fine. We are gonna flip and rework this whole UI. Everything I'm doing now is gonna be completely reworked anyway. Like, just look at this. This is a mess. So don't worry about it. Okay, so with those, I'm just gonna play and test if the buttons even do anything. Because I might have broken them some way. I don't think they would be broken. But let's just make sure, and then we'll make a build and see how it goes. And then I need to get to work, because some of those 4 people who contacted me this morning still are waiting for some things. I told them I'd get back to them. Okie dokie. Okay, so we go next. So settings shouldn't do anything. I think it might print something. Oh, it doesn't even do that anymore. Restart. Oh, wait. None of these buttons do anything. Okay. My bad. Okay, so we need to go find out why that is the case. I think they don't have callbacks. Let's see. Level prep UI. I think I'm just going to copy them from here. I think I just connected them like this. No, like this. Restart settings menu. Yeah. Start level button I think works, but these three I never copied them like I did with the start button. I think. Yeah. There we go. We just need that. Save. Okay, let's go try again. Just want to see them working, and then I'll do a build. With my shitty UI and all. Okay, if I click settings clicked. If I click restart, it seems like it's restarting. Okay, took a while. We'd have to put some transitions in here somewhere. If I click main menu. Back on the main menu with the main theme song. Nice. Very good. Very good. Well done, everybody. Well done, team. Okay, and we can play, and everything's still fine. Yeah. Would you look at that? Oh wait, there's one more thing broken. That render texture is broken somehow. Okay, let me go fix that because I want to have these observation rooms work. Okay, let's go find out why that happened. There's one of the things that broke with the downgrading Unity version, but I just kind of, didn't care at that point in my life. So let's see, waiting room. Okay, so this would be the observation room. Okay, it's looking at itself. I wonder what's... Yeah, so this is the observation room screen. Can't remember how I connect this anymore, but... I have the hard seat room script. Do I do it in here? How do I connect this? Let's go to my UI render textures, I think. Hard seat room render texture. Okay, that's the room itself. Okay, and this is the observation room render texture. Okay, I think I used that one. I believe I used that one, I don't know. Yes, like I can't remember how the hell I connected this thing. Okay, so let's start with the hard seat room. Okay, so we got our room preview. Base room preview render texture. Oh, this would be the level preview. So the level manager potentially has something to do with this. Let's see, level manager. Observation screen. It lost its texture. Right, this is the observation screen. right here. And I think I set it up to have the observation room. Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, okay. So this is the render texture. It wasn't plugged in anymore. Now it's plugged in. Okay, let's just hide this because I know that breaks it. Let's give it a play and let's see if our previews work again. Okay, so if we go observation room, we should see, there we go. We can see the first level. Perfect, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna say everything's working. Righto. So let's save and build. Let's save this. Okay, file. Build. Build profiles. Build. Okay, this is going to be called number 15. Yes, like version 15 already. New folder. There you go. And it's gonna build without any shader errors. Yeah. I should also do a dev mode build so I can do a profiler on it and see where I'm losing some of my frames. But I have a lot of stuff that I still have to do for optimization, right? But I think I'm very close. I'm very close to having all the features in the game, or the mechanics that I wanted. I can't think of another one right now. Hey, let's play it, eh? Let's just pause the music. Let's also check if Discord is picking up the game. Don't know if it is. I think it is. Well done, Discord. Not Discord, what am I saying? OBS. Well done, OBS. Discord's not doing anything right now. Hey, here we go. Look how beautiful that is. Lay. Okay, which one of our broken builds do we want to do? Let's just do one of each, right? Nothing funny. Do one of each. Give it a go. Oh wait, there is one more mechanic I wanted to do. I'll work on that now. Oh, I'll tell you what that is now. So, let's see. Unlock an observation room. We can unlock a blacksmith. We can unlock a weight section. Ooh, okay, wait, there's another thing I haven't tested. Okay, let's use this as a let's unlock the cardio section, right? So here's the other thing I didn't test. I don't know if it's gonna work. So I made it so that when your character runs out of stamina, when they're doing one of these strenuous tasks, right? I want them to be kicked out of that room. So obviously the owl is in the what's this place called? The gym, the cardio section, right? So we can make it a full level cardio gym. So essentially, he's not going to be able to stay in there for the whole duration. He's going to run out of stamina, even if I can put it at 2x as well. So now he's definitely going to run out of stamina. And I want him to be kicked out and my money to stop bleeding, essentially. So let's say a cardio section at level 3 should consume 3 stamina per second. So that's going to be 6 stamina per second. So he shouldn't last more than like 15 seconds. So halfway through the level, I want to see that my coins stop going down. So let's just see if that is a thing. Let's start. Okay, so my coins are obviously going down. Wow, 250 frames per second. Damn! Why was I concerned about that? Okay, there it dropped to 190. Okay, yes, it did work. Just stand still. Yeah, I'm not losing any points. So he was kicked out, and we're not losing any points. Okay, that's good. So when he's tired, he leaves. He doesn't stay there, and keeps on, using our coins. That's very good. I'm happy that worked. Okay, now he's super tired, so let's get a spa going. We could even upgrade this room and make it the owl recovery room. I kind of need to do something like that for the spa as well. So rooms like the spa have a similar thing going for them, where if your character is already full health and stamina, you kind of don't want them to sit around in the spa because they just costing you money. Right? Yeah. Let's put the spa at half speed and put the chicken in there. See how it goes. So he's gonna heal up, but slowly. So it'll take him on a level 1 spa 30 seconds to regain. Yeah, so he shouldn't be fully healed when we come back. Okay, you can be level 1, it's fine. Okay, let's start the level. Okay, so we are draining our resources. I think I should put a frame limit or something on, because I can hear my graphics card just lifting off. But it's like trying to generate 200 frames a second, and it's not really necessary. But then again, I kind of wanted to do that because I want to see if my frames go down significantly. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we can see his stamina is full, but his health is not. Nice. So let's unlock another observation room. Now we can maybe have... Let's do this. Let's put this observation room at 2x. So we're going to have a lot of attack speed. And he'll slowly heal in the spa a little bit more. Now we could do time skips. I kind of forgot about that, but I'm very poor, so I can't do time skips. Let's just let's do it the old-fashioned way. I don't have any money. Sad. Oh yeah. What if I should add... Oh no, I'm out of stamina. Oh shit, I died. I died it. Whoops-a-doopsie. I also don't have any space coins because I'm probably burning through them at an alarming rate. Let's take this one out. Yeah, the extra attack speed didn't help at all. Oh no, I died again. What's happening? Okay, chicken, let's go. My only hope. Okay, we've done it. Well done. Okay, I lost 2 characters there. Like a fool. Let's get 2 infirmaries going. I only can afford 2, apparently. It's a problem. So they should be placed in the infirmaries automatically. So I'm just going to let that happen. I think I'm just going to let the owl chill in their default slot. I don't want him to fill up any slots that'll cost me money because I'm broke. It's an interesting situation now. I would have liked it if the knight could one-shot some of these fools, but anyway. He's not a one-shotting knight, which is unfortunate. Especially against the frog one. They are flipping annihilating me right now. Am I one-shotting them? Oh, I leveled up. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we did it. Okay, so health is very good. These two are still dead? Oh no, what's happening? Might be a bug. We could do a time skip. So let's see. We can do a time skip at 2x. Let's see. We do a 2x time skip for both of them. Boom. So now they've revived. Okay, so they are alive again. Okay, let's just get another observation room maybe. And let's just have them chill in there to slowly regain their health. We'll put you at 1x. You can be at 2x. Yes, I think that's good. You could be at 0.5x, I think. So my idea here is the duck passive is not that great, but I want him to slowly heal up and gain some experience. So we'll put him in here. We don't really care about his passive, and the main benefit of this is obviously passive and healing, but you know. I guess the chicken is fighting. Oh damn, okay, wait a minute. Chicken doesn't look that good. Okay, wait, let's just undo some of this. Let's put the chicken in there. Do a 2x. Maybe we need to upgrade this room first. Oh no. Okay, we can do a half X. Ah, shit. What have I done? Okay, chicken, good luck. We want to do that. Okay, start next level. Let's see how this goes. I'm already out of money. Oh, that's good. This is bad. Am I gonna survive? Oh, damn. These bombs. Let's jump into the... Ah, shit. I died! Oh, damn. I still don't have any space coins. This is a problem. Or space-time coins. No, I don't want Daisy. Ace. Yeah, we're gonna go with the owl, I guess. This is... What? There was like 1 second left on the level. Oh. Okay. Yes, it's fine. Okay, armor and health. Okay, let's juice up our chicken. He seems to be our carry. Okay, you can go there, you can go there, you can go there. We are very broke, so 0.5, 0.5, I think that's good. And then, yeah, owls. Ooh, an item. Oh. Give me that rune. Oh, damn. Shit. Oh, shit. This is horrible. What the hell's happening on this level? Okay, I died. I have 2 dead birds. Now you know what, Bruce, you can just stay there. Run away! I died again. Okay, looks like we're gonna get wiped out here. Oh, did everybody die? No, wait, Bruce is still alive, I remember. He's just still in the hospital recovering after death, you know, as people do. Ah, I died. Wah! Okay, well, that was actually kind of fun. Very difficult. I obviously don't have a good strategy, or the game's not balanced, but, you know. Potato, tomato. Okay. I think I'm gonna end it there. It's been a good day, I think. We did some good stuff, but a bit of interruptions there in the middle. But apart from that, I think we did well. Yeah, thank you everybody for joining me. We can go see if there's somebody that we want to go raid a little bit of raiding. Yeah, let's go say hi to Imaginary Villain and see what he's up to. I think so. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably stream a little bit longer tomorrow. Or I'll try, as it is a Saturday. I should have a bit more time. Okay, have a good one. Cheers.